Hello, people. Welcome to the market. This is a review that we want to do for this past week. We're still within the week, but the week has closed. The week that started on April 13, Monday, April 13, to Friday, April 17. What do you have on the screen right here? What you see is our charts, the charts that help us to make very accurate predictions. Again, this week was 100% accuracy in our predictions. This is how we do the predictions. Let's run through it very quickly. The first thing we do is we look at the trend. What did we see? Um, we made very accurate predictions that came 100% correct this past week of April 13 to 17. First, we saw the trend. Gold is struggling to buy, but it keeps pushing up. We saw that it had crossed the middle of the trend somewhere here, right there. And then we saw that gold was targeting this yearly gone arc. This is where the highest liquidities dwell, and gold always goes for them. That's what we saw just by looking at this trend chart. The next chart we looked at was this second chart that has both the trend and the Gann arcs, as you can see. First of all, on Friday, we said that gold was going to drop down to 4660, and it sure did. And we said that it was going to rise from there. We'll take you to the chart that shows our timeline, liquidity, confluences that we make these accurate predictions from. Okay, we saw that gold was going to break into the 6 months Gann arc, as you can see right here. We saw everything that was happening. We'll show you the chart so that you see that these things we predict purely technical analysis. We saw that gold was going to break into this Gann arc and push upward, and it sure did. We'll show you the prices that we said buy from here. Don't look back. Gold is breaking in and it's going up right there. We also saw on Friday that gold had been consolidating from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we mentioned categorically that when it breaks out of this Gann arc, which is again the 6 months Gann arc, the green arc here, gold will push up. We'll show you everything in our Telegram channel so that you can see that these predictions are made live and they always happen 100% for Udwe markets. We saw that the trend is about to end, and this will be the prediction for next week. So now let's take you straight in. We'll be showing you our predictions from two different charts, and the two different charts they speak the same language. The only thing is that they have charts from different brokers, so the timing is different, which is another reason why we pick these two charts so that we can look at it from different mirrors. You see the market through the eyes of this broker, you see the market through the eyes of this broker, you make accurate predictions. That's what Udwe Markets has been doing consistently for weeks now, and our predictions have ranged from 97 to 100% accuracy, and this past week was 100%. We'll show you everything from the chart. So now let's take you in there. Friday, April 10. What did we say will happen on Monday? Right there. Friday, April. Okay, these are communications from Saturday, April 11. Okay, what did we say right here? It was all buys that it was all sells that we were predicting on Friday. Friday was all about sells, which we mentioned. So now we said we expect gold to drop to 4660 or lower, where it can find the liquidity needed to break into the Gann arc, the 6 months Gann arc, which is the green one. We expect gold to break into this arc by Monday or Tuesday. Look at that. We make accurate predictions. We tell you the day things will happen. We tell you the price things will happen. We tell you what is going to happen. We mention the price will fall to 4660. Why is it falling into that price? Because it wants to pick liquidity. Why is it picking liquidity? Because it wants to break into the Gann arc, the 6 months Gann arc right there. When will it do that? We told you it will be on Monday or Tuesday. In this case, it took place on Monday. We'll guide you through. We'll show you everything as it played out and as we were updating our Telegram family. So please stick around with this Telegram's channel. Join us. And enjoy our live updates as price play out. We keep updating you. So now, what happened on Monday? This is what the market said we expect by Friday. This was on Friday, April 10 at 7:56 a.m. This is what we predicted was going to happen. Now, on that Friday, if you look at our Telegram's channel, on that Friday, we kept saying sell gold, sell gold, sell gold. Then what happened? Gold did drop and then pulled back up a little bit from here, which is what the next image will show. Pulled back up, and you can't see gold drop like this and not exit. Why did it pull back up? There's huge liquidity right here. It did pull back up, and we caught it here. And even though we were quick at entering here because it did still push up to this the yearly last angle right there, it pushed up there, but it did not cross our right there. Look at it. It didn't cross, it dropped, and that drop kept coming down. We were live updating you on our Telegram channel. Now, this is how it played out. What we just showed you here. This was the sell we asked. We called that you should sell gold at this point. We said sell here. It pulled back up here, and we cut it somewhere here. Put our stop above this line, and then it did not cross that line. It dropped. That is what our prediction said. Now, again, remember we said earlier that Friday that we expect gold to drop to 4660 and peak liquidity, and then starting Monday it should go toward this green arc that you're seeing right here and break into it. That arc is the 6 months Gann arc. All right, so what was it that happened? The sales kept happening on Friday. Yes, the sales dropped, and then by Monday morning, the first thing the market did was to answer Udwa Market's prediction. Our prediction was that it will drop to 4660. Look at it again. Let's show you. 4660 on Friday. That's what we said. That's where we said gold was going to drop to. What did gold do? It dropped. Look at that massive fall. And on the second chart, you can see it. This chart, look at this chart. It splits. It tore this chart apart. That's what gold does when it falls. It tears things apart. Okay. Now, why did we say it was going to drop? The reason is because gold has been one. Now, let's mention categorically one. The reason was because gold had been consolidating. And we saw that gold will need more liquidity to go up, and it can only get that liquidity from down. Now, we saw that there were liquidities right here. We saw that there were liquidities right here. And that was why we predicted for it to go up and break this 6 month Gann arc resistance, this green line arcing right here, this curve. It has to drop peak liquidity, and we predicted 4660 peak liquidity from there and start going up. Now, why did we say it will peak liquidity from here? Because it would have wiped away all of this liquidity zone. Take note, these are yearly liquidity zones. It would have wiped out all of this liquidity zones. That liquidity zone is a great zone, is beautiful, very liquid. That's why we mark it with the golden bar there. It's very liquid. When price crosses it, it either fires up with great momentum, as it did turn out on Monday, Tuesday, or if it drops below it in a bearish momentum, it goes down. So in this case, it dropped, peak liquidity. Why? Because gold was bullish. It wanted to use that liquidity and break into this Gann arc. On this chart, we saw that this Gann arc was there. Now let's take you to, these were all the sales that happened on Friday. Now let's take you to Monday. Let's take you to Monday. That was Monday, April 13. Great, right there. Monday, April 13. We saw this, we checked this chart as early as 12 a.m. West African time and saw that gold had dropped. We went back to sleep. What we predicted came true. We just saw that. And then when we came live, we said, hey people, buy gold now. Very minimal risk. Buy gold. Now this prediction was on this chart. You can see this was the chart that gold split right here. So this prediction was here, and we said buy gold here. What time was this? This was at 1:06 p.m. and it was somewhere around here. 1:06 p.m. Buy gold. So gold went up, retested, came back, retested this, and here we said buy again on this other chart right there. On this second chart, let's explain it so you see it very clearly. Good. On this second chart, we said on this chart, we're about to get one foot into the 6 months Gann arc. In the second chart, that's this first chart. This is the first chart. We're about to get one foot into the 6 months Gann arc, as you can see right there in this first chart. Now, in the second chart, we actually call the buy. We will go up further before getting into the Gann arc. And as I explained earlier, these charts from different brokers have different prices, and because they have different prices, when you plot the Gann arc or your liquidity zones or your confluences or timeline, they appear in different places because the brokers give different prices for, the yearly candle, 6 month candle, quarterly candle. And that is why when we look at both of them, we are able to predict the market 100% accurately. Consistently. That has been happening for weeks now. So what did we say here? We said buy because we're about to get one foot into the Gann arc, and that was what happened. Now let's show you the communications we had right there. Where is that? Okay, look at that. We said look at these arrows. For the first time, we have pierced this layer of the 6 month Gann arc, and that was somewhere here. We told you we have pierced it. Yes, price came, retested this zone, and then went up. Expect some fight back from the sellers, but the buyers have hooked on. That was why price fell to 4660 to get the stamina and momentum to pierce and break into this arc right there. So we explained to you why the fall that we predicted on Friday was to get here, get some momentum, stabilize yourself. If you want to fight, you need to find a level ground, put your foot down, get stamina, and then fight. That was what the buyers did. They allowed price to drop, got their stamina from here, and then said, hey, we have to break into this Gann arc. And so it happened. Gold started moving. We were updating. Market is good for the buyers. We give you live update as they play out. We give you prophetic forecast and analysis as they will play out. I mean, check our chart. You'll see how these all play out. From here, let us go in fully into the arc. There is no reason to come back since buyers have already hooked one leg into the Gann arc. Goodness. Look at that. So at this point, the market said, hey, let's keep going because buyers have hooked one leg in. We're going in. The buyers said, and the market was following, giving live updates as the prices and the movement played out. Again, take note, please. Udwa market uses purely technical analysis. We look at the Gann arc, the trend, the liquidity, the confluence, the timeline. 5 of them combined together. They don't lie to us. They just have to tell us the truth about how the market is going. Okay, now the buyer said there's no reason to come down. We have to keep going up. So we told people buy right here. We can see a big fight happening right here. Just buy. Look at that. A lot of buying is happening right now. A lot of volume, massive buying. The reason is so as to break in completely into the Gann arc. Huge volume is being bought. We can see it from our technical structure. What time was this? 4:37 a.m. and p.m. and this was on Monday, April 13. Look at it right there. This was where we said buy. 4:36 was around here. Let me put this so you see. It was right here. Right about there. Look at that, people. Right about there. Right there. We said buy. Very minimal risk. Very minimal risk. Buy. The buyers are buying aggressively because we said huge volume. We saw that it was going to move up because it just dropped, peaked a lot of liquidity, and it is about to break into the Gann arc. And look at this blue line. That is our timeline. That is a good time. Buyer said it is time now to go in aggressively. We announced it. We said a lot of volume is being bought. So enter the buy. And so the market started moving, as you can see. Even this minimal risk was not tested. Price couldn't just have gone down because the buyer want to step into this Gann arc. On this other chart, the Gann arc was not yet in sight. As you can see, the Gann arc was here. The Gann arc was here. So we see that on this chart, price has already stepped into the Gann arc, and we expect that it has to chase the next Gann arc. So buy aggressively right here, we said. Buy gold right here. And that buying sustained that momentum up there. We said it. We said huge volume. Why? Because we can see it from our technical structure right there. And then gold went up and it kept retesting, pull back, go up. And so what happened? We said this buy was good for the buyers. And so the day ended, we crossed into Tuesday, April 14. Let us recap what we told you that came true the previous day on Friday. This is our update. On Friday, April 10, we said expect gold to drop into 4660 or lower, where it can find the liquidity needed to break into the Gann arc. There are two predictions here: fall to 4660, break into the 6-month Gann arc. Did these two predictions happen yesterday, Monday? Absolutely. One, price fell to 4640 and started rising, and we broke into the Gann arc too. Beautiful. And this is the beauty of predicting technical. Technical lines don't shift. Sentiment, news, these things shift. People adjust, change numbers, but the lines we have here for the entire year, they remain. They don't shift. Number two, yesterday, Monday at 6:42 a.m. West African time, we told you gold is targeting to hit 4800 today, which was Tuesday. Has that happened? Gold is currently at 4770, aiming to hit 4800 before retracing. It is happening as we told you. When did we report this? This was at 5:09 a.m. West African time on Tuesday. And where was that? Look at that, 5:09. It was around here that we gave that update, and we said gold was going for 4800. Did it hit 4800 that Tuesday? Of course it did. This is where 4800 was, and gold blew past it and went even higher. Did that prophecy? Did that market prophecy? Okay, prophecy, prediction, they both begin with a P. Did that prediction take place? Of course they did. Number three, yesterday, Monday, when price was at 4700, we told you that a lot of buying is happening right now, a lot of volume, massive buying. We gave you the reason. The reason is so as to break in completely into the Gann arc. Huge volume is being bought. Did price of gold drop below that point after we told you? No, it has continued to rise since then until now. Look at that. Look at that massive buy. We said buy from here and it went all the way up, as you can see. We watched as gold tapped into 4800, retraced, which was this retracement that you're seeing right here. And you can also see it on this other chart. Now, this was the retracement after it had touched the Gann arc on this other chart. It moved from the Gann arc on the other chart here, which is what we can see. Imagine opening these two charts and you just sit down here and watch this game play out. And you're using your time. We're using timeline, we use Gann arc, we use liquidity, we use confluence, and we just watch as it happens. We see gold lift up from this timeline. The black dots you're seeing, the black little stars on our chart are time, different times. And we see if you pick from this time, go to the next time. You see what happened here? Pick from this time, target the next time. Pick from this time, target the next time up. If it was bearish, pick from this time, go to this time. But it was bullish, pick from this time, go to this time. Bring this back here, pick from this time, right here, this was the time it picked from, go to the next time. Drop from this time, right here, down to this time. Pick from this time, hit this time. Drop from this time, go into this time. And so it went on. Let's explain further so you can see with your eyes this technical structure. Then we dropped our video. This is a must watch. This was a review for the previous week, last week, not this week, which was the week of April 6 to 10. And it was a must watch video because that was another week. The past week was 100% gold prediction accuracy. And look at what happened. We said sell gold at this point. Sell gold at this point. Where is that point? This was at 3:41 p.m. on Tuesday. 3:41 p.m. on Tuesday. Where is that? 3:41 p.m. on Tuesday. Yes, let's see. Good. This was the move. So gold wanted to outsmart the market here at this point, but hey, we saw this confluence here. We said buy gold, sell gold, and then gold dropped, as you can see. After the sell, this was sell here, it dropped here. And this was a very good sell. This was a good sell. A very nice opportunity to exit at that point because we saw this line right here that said, hey, this is the yearly last angle, and it had not yet reached the time. If gold picked from this time, remember what we just showed you? Pick from this time, get to this time. Drop from this time, get to this time. Pick from this time, get to this time. Drop from this time, get to this time. Drop from this time, get to this time. Pick from this time, drop a little bit from this time, target this time. Pick from this time, target this time, target this time. Go up, drop into this time. Now again, the markets can tell you what price gold will close that day. For example, let me just bring this, and this is a little revelation because we've already mapped out what price gold will close on Monday, April 22. Look at it on your screen. On Monday, April 20th, 2026, gold would close at one of these prices. And which one is that? 4745, 4760, 4795, 4840, 4847, 47. This should be 4845. There's a little error there. 4847, 4845. 49, we'll correct this before we post. 4925, 4936. We'll look at the numbers clearly and write it there. Now, that's what the market is planning to do for you. Tell you at what prices the market will close each day. Let's pause for a while and sip some water and then we can continue. All right, so here we are with you again. We're back. So now let's go back again and continue show you how the week went. Okay, so on Tuesday, April 14, we updated you at 4:28 p.m. Gold is currently at 4.8. Is it targeting a rise to 4.840 or a drop to 4.740 or 4.10? By the close of the market today, we will know. And that was on Tuesday, April 14. So where was price at this point? Good. Tuesday, April 14 at 4:10 p.m. Excuse me, 4:28 p.m. West African time. This is it. Okay. So what did we say? We said, is it targeting a rise to 4.840 or a drop to 4.740? By the end of the day, we will know. Now, why did we mention those specific times or prices? 4.840, 4.740, because those are the times where our timeline says something can happen. This is 4.840 right there. We asked, is it targeting a rise to 4.840 or a drop to 4.740? Where is 4.840? Right here. Right here. Where is 4.740? 4.740 right here. Good. So at the point we asked that question, gold was here. Let me change this color to blue. Can you see that? So we were asking, is gold interested in rising to 4.840 or is gold targeting a drop into the zone? Why did we predict these times or these prices? Because we see the time. Our timeline told us, hey, by the time gold closes for the day, it will either be here, it will either be from here to here, or a drop. So any of this is what will happen. And by the end of the day, we saw that it took the first offer. It targeted a rise to 4.840. That's what gold decided to do. And we saw that it was a bullish momentum because, hey, it broke into the Gann arc and kept on moving. Kept on going. The momentum had built up and it couldn't just fall like that. It had to pick a lot of liquidity at this zone. And this right there is the high or the 0.5 level of the quarterly, the dashed purple line that you find here. All of the lines that you see on our screen right there, we have names for it. We have numbers, mathematical numbers. We have names for them. The purple line there, we say purple colors represent quarterly, green color 6 months, golden color yearly, the blue color monthly. We stop at monthly. All right. So what you find there is gold had to cross this liquidity at the yearly and go for the quarterly, the 0.5 or the 1. It has 0.5 or 1 of the quarterly. All right, so that was where gold came and it dropped, and that was our zone of 4.840 where we said gold is targeting to get to. And then what did we notice? Gold jumped to 4.86, 4.870, 4.869. Why did it jump? We have something right here. This is our confluence. That is where you have, let me let you see this well, right there. We have our yearly confluence there, our confluence of trend line. Remember, the market predicts the market by looking at the trend, liquidity, Gann arc, confluence. The confluence are two types of confluences. The confluence, the trend line confluence, the yearly trend line confluence by liquidity, and the confluence of time and liquidity. The most powerful, the strongest is the confluence of time and liquidity. When liquidity meets time, price respects it. And that's what you see all across here. This was time and liquidity right here. This was time and liquidity. That little star that you see there, it was time and liquidity. Did you notice what happened? Time, liquidity, price changed. It was falling. Time, liquidity, it changed. Price was falling. Time, liquidity, it changed. Look at it right there. Price was rising. Time, liquidity, it changed. Here, price fell on Monday. It got to time, liquidity, it changed. Price, my goodness. All right, so price was dropping, time, liquidity, it changed direction. That's what Udwe Market does. That's what Udwe Markets does here for you people. Where did we stop in our analysis of our Telegram channel? Right there. So by Wednesday, we could see that this sell had happened because we had placed a sell here and said, hey, gold is interested in. Or by this time it was a buy. We had placed a sell. Did we drop that? Not this sell. We dropped a second sell. We predicted a second sell. I think we didn't drop that here. We just put this here, let the market go. It was already very late in the night, but we saw this push up. We said, oh no, this is to grab liquidity. This is that push. Let's show you one more time. This was on Wednesday. Where is that? This is it. This push, this last candle that went up and got rejected at the 30 minutes time frame, and then it pushed down. This is what the market saw. And then the next morning, which was at 9:50 a.m. West African time, we said gold is interested in buying at this point. Gold is interested in buying, and that was this buy that you can see right here. We placed these across. We saw that. Look at this picture. Look at this image. We saw that gold had come down to this timeline, but there was an inducement here, and this was very interesting because on our Telegram channel we explain everything that happens. Look at this. We saw that this green candle wanted to move up. We explained. This push to the upside looks like an inducement from the monthly blue timeline. This monthly line right here wanted to lift price up. That was an inducement, and we expect that many buyers would have jumped in there seeing that happen. And what happened? It will not be able to rise up and cross the quarterly timeline next to it. That's what we said. Gold will only be able to move up after it crosses the quarterly timeline by 12 p.m. West African time. We still expect it to drop before moving up. My goodness. We saw this push. We said, no, this is an inducement. You have to come down here to buy. Why did we say you have to come down? Because there is liquidity here and there is confluence of time. There is time right there. There is liquidity. And so what happened? Before we could even finish that statement, these red candles showed up. Now again, that would also be another inducement, double inducement. Induce you to buy as if it's going up. If you are not in the markets that sees these lines, these liquidity zones, you definitely would be confused. You'll be like, what is going on? I want to buy, but now it's selling. Now I want to sell. Again, it's buying. Confusion. But the markets have already said, hey, people, this is where it will buy because we already said here, look at this. Gold is interested in buying at 4,790. This was at what time? 9:50 a.m. Gold is interested in buying at 4,790. Where is 4,790? Right here. Now, we expect a push to the downside to peak liquidity. At this time, price was still dangling around 4,810. Okay, we expect price to drop to 4,790 so that it can pick enough liquidity to go up. And then when this green candle showed up, we knew, oh, it was an inducement. Now, when this massive red candle came up, we knew it was another inducement because this will induce people to buy. And then the red candle shows up, pushes price down. So this will induce people again to sell. But the market was already prepared to buy because, hey, we said this is where it must buy. Why did we say that? Because one, liquidity is there, time is there, so we have that confluence of time and liquidity. Then we saw our timeline, which is this monthly that caused the inducement. And again, this is why you have to follow the technical analysis. With technical analysis, you don't panic because you're seeing everything before it even gets there. So we said, hey people, this push to the upside looks like an inducement from the monthly blue timeline right there, the monthly blue timeline. It will not be able to rise up. Price will not be able to gold will not be able to rise up and cross the quarterly. So price wouldn't be able to do this from here, pick from here and cross here. This is the quarterly timeline. Remember the colors, the purple timeline. Gold will not be able to do that. Instead, we said it will not be able to do that. Gold will only be able to move up after it crosses the quarterly timeline by 12 p.m. What time did the quarterly timeline appear? 12 p.m. on Wednesday. We said gold will only be able to move up after this time. And didn't it happen? Look at that. It sure happened. It was only after it crossed this time. Gold was playing here. You see this? Wanted to move up, drop down, caused all of this right here. And it was only after 12 that gold moved up, as you can see right there. As you can see, we had mentioned this, we had planned out this route hours ahead that this is what will happen. We still expect it to drop before picking liquidity. By this time, the bullish inducement was happening. By this time, when we said we still expect it to drop, this is why were we that confident? Because we see time, we see liquidity, we see timeline, we see the way price is playing, that you can't just fall. Price cannot just fall and buy from here for 2, 3, 5 reasons we explained. One, this is monthly. It can't cross from the monthly into the quarterly. No, it has to pick liquidity. Price had not yet reached or gotten to this confluence of time and liquidity. Until that happens, price cannot move. And so we predicted that it has to move only after it passes 12 p.m. and that happened. Okay, so the buy, as you can see, look at it right there. It kept happening. Gold has pulled up from where we told you it will buy. Yes, our prediction was correct. We asked you to buy at 4,790. Price is now at 4,815. This is a big buy, a big move of 2,500 pips. How do we know when and where price will buy? Answer. All those lines and arcs and dots on our charts tell us where and when to buy or sell. That's what happened right there. Okay. So imagine following price the way we do. Why will we not have consistently 100% accuracy? That's what the market does. And so price came back again, retested that zone, dropped again, retested still that same point, and nothing happened. It just lingered there a little bit. Again, met our confluence of time and liquidity. A new day, new daily volume started, and price went up. So 2 times price tested this zone and never came down to our stop area. You see, that's what happens when you use the Udwa Markets strategy. Let's continue and show you more of our prediction. As you can see, so we explain time, liquidity, confluence. We go back to the Gann arc and tell you, hey, the overall vision, the overall movement is that we are still within the Gann arc, the 6-month Gann arc on this other chart. And this other chart, yes, we are way into it. What will happen next? As you can see in the image, gold is approaching the other end of the 6-month Gann arc. Remember, we informed you when we broke into the Gann arc on Monday 3 days ago. This was on Thursday. We are getting close to break out of the Gann arc. Remember, our rule for the Gann arc is that when price is sliding within an arc, it is looking for liquidity to break out of the arc. Gold will slide down peak liquidity either at 4790 or 4760 or 4745, and then break out of the Gann arc by tomorrow, Friday. This was our prediction on Thursday. What time was it? Remember, to see the accuracy of this prediction, what time did Udwe Markets make the prediction? Did it happen? What time did it happen? Look at this. This happened on Thursday by 11:12 a.m. So where is Thursday 11:12 a.m. on this chart? Look at that. Thursday 11. Look at this right here. Good, good, good. So we said price gold will slide down today to peak liquidity at 4790 or 4760 or 4745 and then break out of the Gann arc by Friday. After it breaks out of the Gann arc, where will it go? We mentioned it will go up. If you look at the channel now, we will not explain everything that in this video, everything will happen, especially we're running with this video is like how many minutes gone already? Okay, this is the beauty of technical analysis. We explained, and then what happened? Price went down. Look at that. From here, it went down. Where did it target? 4760, which is where we mentioned. But hey, the fight here was big, and it didn't even get to 4760, which was one of the prices we listed here. 4760, it crossed 4790, it came down, was struggling to get to 4760, but it did not. But hey, gold USD ran out of time, and so gold pushed back up. And then we explained also that when it gets close to this arc, it will break it. But let's show you particularly what we said about time. Here are 5 reasons that we enter a buy. Good Lord. There are 5 reasons that we entered a buy. Okay, at this point we had started predicting a buy. Yes, at this point we had said, hey, buy. But then we saw that gold dropped a little bit, and we updated our Telegram channel that, hey people, this buy that we call is still valid, just that the market is slower. Price is slowly jumping up and down. At our point of entry, we expect it to lift up from our entry before the close of the market today, and that was what happened. We expected price to lift, and this was a good exit point. So even though the market was slow, we expected price, it did lift up, and smart buyers would exit because a new volume, a new day would begin, a new daily volume would begin on Friday, and that new daily volume dropped into 4760 zone, picked liquidity from there, and went up. What did we say? Hello people, as shown in the chart, gold has stabilized. These 2 drops, these 2 legs here, it stabilized itself. The 2 drops are firm stability for upward push. These are the 2 drops. We drew this arrow and showed you in the other chart where you just have the trend and the Gann arc. And right there, what happened as we updated, okay? Remember that we told you we'll break out of the quarterly purple and 6 months Gann arc today. This was Friday. We said it categorically. We have to break out of the Gann arc, and so we did. That is what the stability is for. The stability, this 2 stability was to get some stamina to break out of the Gann arc for an upward push, and so it happened. As we updated you yesterday, price did lift up above our entry, which was an opportunity to exit the market before close of the day. At the opening volume of today, gold pushed down further to gain stability to break out of the Gann arc. This was it. So at the opening market, gold dropped, peak liquidity, stabilized itself to break out of what? This Gann arc, this green Gann arc that you're seeing here, which is the 6 months, and then this purple Gann arc that you see here, which is the quarter. All right. Now, gold movement today. Since gold has stabilized itself, oh my goodness, we can see 2 important timelines today. First, by 11 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Look at that. We saw this timeline by 11 a.m. We saw this timeline by 4:30 p.m. And so what did we prophesy? We expect the upward movement of gold to be fully effective by 11 a.m. Oh my Lord. This is where Udwe Market speaks with time. We saw popular traders enter a buy at this point, and price came down, took out their trades. All right, we saw that happen, and we're like, okay, what the market have said, this will only happen, the buy will only happen after 11. You can't force the market. You jump in, the market takes you out. Look at that. So we just waited and said, hey, it has to be after 11. So when we saw that this dropped, it had pulled out of the quarterly gun arc and then dropped a bit, we said buy. We said buy at this point, which was here. And this was at 7:49 a.m. And that was the last candle, my people. Look at that. We said enter your buy right there. And smart buyers did. Gold have broken out of the quarterly Gann arc, we said. This is the quarterly Gann arc. Gold has broken out of it. We see that it will build up here to break out of the 6 months Gann arc right there. Gold will build up a little bit, as you can see. It will build up here so that it can use that momentum and break out, as you eventually have seen. This is a big move for gold from our entry. I mean, the entry, it never tested, never went any bit beyond our entry. We told you that it will build up here so as to break out of the Gann arc. This was at 9 and the build up happened, and then gold went firing up. It is now 11 a.m. West African time. As we predicted, gold will move up after this time. We can see a big fight happening now about who will control gold, bulls or bears. We expect the bulls to win since gold is breaking out of the Gann arc for upward momentum. As you can see, the fight is happening way ahead of our entry, which means that our entry is way into profit. So our entry was already into profit while the fight was happening here, but we expected a bullish move up. And as you can see, gold went up, firing on all cylinders, breaking all barriers, and then went up. And after going up, we prophesied, we predicted that gold is seeing and smelling 5,000 or higher, and gold is interested in that. But the end of Friday saw gold drop back into our target zone. Price always targets our zone. Look at this. It lifted from this timeline, went up, couldn't move. Why did it drop here? On this other chart, we can see. On this other chart, it went and hit the Gann arc. The second leg of the Gann arc hit it and dropped and coiled back. Where did it coil back to? Our timeline. Our timeline, our confluence of time and liquidity says, hey gold, come and rest here for the week. A new week will begin, and we are already setting up our prophecy for the new week. So thank you very much, people. As you can see, the market predicts based on pure technical structure. Liquidity, trend, Gann arc, timeline, confluence, and now two confluences, confluence of trend line, yearly trend lines, confluence of time and liquidity. And confluence of time and liquidity is the strongest. We can already see that gold has hit this time, and by our prediction, which will be for next week, we will say to you that hey, gold can stretch in, drop here, and pick up. Where will be the next target this time? So look for when gold targets this times. When it drops here, it can pick more liquidity from here, or even stretch into this and then move up. Or gold can open from here and target this zone, or drop from here into this zone. We'll share more with you when we make prediction in the next video. Thank you very much, people. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see how we analyze. We are not guessing. We don't guess. All the lines you're seeing here, they stretch into the end of this year. So we don't wake up to guess. We wake up to tell you the analysis, how they will play out. Every week we show you the time that price is playing on, the yearly timeline, quarterly timeline, 6 months timeline, and so on. Thank you very much. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so that all our videos you'll be notified, because this is pure technical analysis. We did not guess anything here. We simply showed you what the Gann arc is saying. We're about to break out of the Gann arc. Price is sliding within or out of the Gann arc or behind the Gann arc. Price is on a yearly timeline, quarterly timeline, 6 months timeline, and it will only move up after it crosses this timeline, as it happened right here. Check our YouTube channel, check our Telegram channel. We tell you the exact time that things will happen. They tell you the days things will happen. Told you, hey, it has passed this timeline. Let the boy, look at that. We told you it has passed this timeline. Let the Bulls carry go on Friday. And didn't the Bulls carry go on Friday? Look at that massive move to the upside. Thank you very much. Until we see you again, stay happy, stay blessed, and be fine. Stay with Urwe Markets. We'll see you again next time. Bye.